We are here at Mr. Schulz studio. Yes, very nice, very cozy. And how does it feel for you to be here promoting his work, his legacy, and celebrating 65 years of the Peanuts?
I think mostly I want people to know how much he loved doing the work he did. So where he worked was like home to him. And people said, well, what did he do when he went home? Well, he loved his work. So when he went home, he just liked to sit down, liked to have dinner, liked to watch television, liked to sit with his dog. But because he wasn't getting away from anything, he loved being here. This was what he really loved. And at home, he just had to have some food and sleep.
During my visit at the museum, I saw this interview with Mr. Schulz, and well, I was impressed that he said that he has a lot of Charlie Brown. So I ask you, how much of Mr. Schulz we can see in Charlie Brown?
Oh, I think probably everything that he couldn't draw it if he didn't feel it. So the insecurity, do people really like me? Gosh, I'd like to win the championship, but I don't know whether I have a good enough team. You know, all of those insecurities. Will the little red-haired girl ever love me? You know, all of those things are him.
How would you describe his work and his legacy?
Well, he worked hard because he loved what he did, and I think his legacy is to show people what it means to be human.
Even through a dog, that's nice.
Even through a dog, yes, yeah, even through a dog.
Yes, and why do you think people from many countries, they love and they relate so much to Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and all the Peanuts characters?
Because the characters express what we are. They express our silliness, they express our imaginary worlds we'd like to live in. They express our philosophical part. Each character expresses a different part of what is probably a whole human. Yeah.
What about for you? What's your favorite character?
Well, you know, I like them all, but I have actually adopted Sally, you know, Sally with the bow or some bow in her hair, because she called him her sweet baboo, called Linus her sweet baboo. And I used to call Sparky sweet baboo, and then he stole it from me and put it in the comic strip.
Could you tell us about the movie, the plot, the storytelling, please?
Yes, it's a story of the comic characters and their loves and their schoolrooms and their classes and their lives and Snoopy's imagination.
What the kids will learn with this new movie?
I think they'll all be different, whether they're 3-year-olds or whether they're 10-year-olds. But I think they'll learn that the world is a pretty nice place and people are pretty nice in the world, ultimately.
And what do you expect from this new movie? It's the 5th one, right? And now we have CGI, now we have this high tech. So what do you expect?
We haven't seen a movie in the theaters for 20 years? I don't know how many years, but I think that there are many people who have only seen maybe a Christmas show, maybe a Thanksgiving show. So I think they'll get reacquainted with the characters and with their lives and their imaginary lives and their neighborhood, the way they live. So I think it'll be reintroducing the Peanuts gang to people who may never have seen it or may have only seen it in just little tiny pieces.
Steve Martino was here, right, before producing the movie, right, the director?
He's been here many times.
Yes, so how do you think his visits to the museum help him to get ready for the movie?
Well, I think he couldn't help but see the original comic strips, which are different from the comic strips in the books. So he's seeing the original comic strips, he's seeing the line, he's seeing interviews with Sparky drawing the comic strip characters and talking about them. And I think that it gave him a sense of Sparky's purpose and his dedication to what he was doing. And I think that that made Martino's dedication even more, that he wanted this to be true to the comic strip. It gave him a sense of the real importance of the comic strip.
Okay, what about for the rest of the audiences, the public that comes here to the museum? What do they see here?
Well, they see a lot of comic strips.
Yeah.
They see a lot of history. I think everybody comes with a different vision, and some people wonder what the museum is all about, and they sort of rush through and look at it, and other people read every label. But I think that people come with a desire in their hearts when they come to the museum to go back to what they remembered and what they loved about the comic strip.